Morning. 1 2 1 2. What have they done to me here? Good morning and welcome to Cherry Street Sports for the 2024-25 Bowls New South Wales TAB State Championships Finals. We're down to the semi-finals of the singles. We've got a cracker game this morning. Sarah Boddington of Forster playing Tanya Ware of Kurri in our streaming feature match. And in the other semi-final, it's Brianna Smith of St John's Park up against Anne Johns of Engadine. Sarah Boddington of Forster taking on Tanya Ware of Kurri. Tanya's delivered the first bowl of our semi-final. Both players are just a little bit on the short side with their opening deliveries. As soon as Jason gets himself untangled, I'll turn his volume up. Good morning, expert commentary from Jason Pinnock.
Good morning, Andrew, and good morning to our viewers this morning. Sensational day being presented here for what I dubbed last night Super Sunday it is, I like to call it.
We're getting 4 for the price of 1 today. Big day. Slightly scrappy start, I'd say, just finding their way. Probably just adjusting to daylight saving time. Just trying to get myself a bit of shade here, mate.
Yeah, that sun's beaming right in on where we are in the commentary box here. Sarah played this pretty well. Well, that's close. Maybe still 1 to Tanya at this stage. Sarah Boddington, we know, very seasoned campaigner. See her at this end of the state championships fairly often. Last year she also reached this stage. Semi-finals. She did win her semi-final and had to go and play a red-hot Dawn Heyman in the final.
Played the state final and won it at South Tamworth in 2020. I was there, I was just trying to remember. Was a semi-finalist the year before at Malua Bay.
She's got the run here, Andrew. She's close. So not sure who has the shot there. Favoured the orange, but
Was one orange. We've got a very highly credentialed umpire here will just also just give our markers a few tips. I think we might actually have 4 ITOs in New South Wales now.
Yeah, we just saw our ITO Wendy there just suggest to the marker to stay to the left side of the screen due to the shadows that it's been thrown with the sun. Oh, what a great opener there by Tanya. Hasn't been much of an issue with shadows during these championships, Andrew, but
No.
yesterday and then brilliant day, and today sun's out.
I actually have a slight issue doing the mixing because I can only just see the screens. It's very bright under here.
Oh, Sarah, good bowl.
I do think that was an indication then to Tanya that Sarah had got shot with that bowl. Nice shot for here, just up on the forehand. Get inside her own.
Just wants to run up now, Andrew. Well, it's pretty close.
I think that'll do.
Yeah, so the markers indicated, yep, definitely one down here. Sarah is.
A tip for a marker, when you're doing a game like this, you want to stand about 2 metres behind the jack. Might seem awfully close, but if you're going to answer a quick question quickly and efficiently, the ideal position is about 2 metres behind and 1, maybe 1.5 to the side.
Sarah very close there to getting a trail of the jack. Finishing a good home.
Whole idea is you don't block the view of the boundary peg, you don't block the view of the head, but you're on hand for stray bowls from other heads and also to answer questions quickly. And it doesn't hurt to unobtrusively check the position between bowls without disrupting the players. Great bowling.
Great bowl there, Tanya. Any contact on either of those two would have been good. She's finishing a really good home by coming through that hole, though.
Sarah can play very similar to a previous bowl. Slightly over. You're a bit tight, you get the first one. You're a bit wider, you get the second. Ideally, you just tuck that jack round the corner for 3. You're playing a draw shot with a couple of...
She's on a very good track here, Andrew. She's going to hold all the way down to the jack. Well, she's just slid under again.
Got a touch. Oh, close to 2 down still. Tanya here, I think she really does need to try and play up to that. Just, nothing expansive. Just turn your own shorter bowl up 1 or 2 rolls if you happen to get through the gap. She's tried, just pushed it a little bit wide with that speed. But she's a metre behind, that's a great bowl anyway.
But there's a big opportunity here for Sarah. She can get a touch of that jack across to that other 3.
Yeah, and it's not an outrageous shot. You've got 3 chances there.
Well, she's on an aggressive line. A bit tighter than a previous one, so I hope it's just a little underdone with the line. Obviously not wanting to be wide and give it every chance to get in there and make a result, but...
Yeah, but because that was on the mind, steered it a little bit. Oh, it'd be close to 2. Well, the one I thought was the closest is not, obviously.
Well, she might be just going back to double check which one is Sarah's closest, and I think Sarah's trying to indicate that.
We might see Wendy out here.
Might see an umpire here because it's pretty tight. Wendy's getting herself ready. Okay, so they are just measuring between those two bowls.
Well, Wendy moved up here from South Australia 2 or 3 years ago, and at the time, the Bowls Australia person who was mentoring the ITOs was a lady from South Australia who gave me a call and said, "You want someone excellent, use Wendy," which is a pretty good recommendation. Trust Sandy Wallace's judgment. Very harsh critic sometimes. I mean that in a nice way. Gives you the suggestion that you could do this a little better. You could, and very fine points. Always looking for improvement. Because if you are an umpire, getting the certificate's just the start. From then on, what you need to do is push yourself to improve. Just like playing the sport, you need to practice. Because if you don't exercise the skills, you lose them. Well, Tanya out to a 3-0 lead. Early days, 25 shots up. But fairly high quality start to this game. And look, Sarah is a very good singles player. She's made her name on a draw game. Not to say that she doesn't have fairly good attacking deliveries as well, but she does play lead or second in the stateside because just that robotic plonking the bowl near the jack.
Sarah's games very, I guess you would call it ultra consistent, and she's a player that's looked at based on her consistency that, you know, any skipper, any selector would want in a side. And as we see her there, draw shot beautifully. And they come back nicely around that bowl. You would, on the camera, it might have looked like you couldn't get around, but
well, we've had a couple of days of clear weather.
Well, Tanya, well, that's a bit unfortunate to make contact on that.
I think Sarah's probably holding 2.
Imagine maybe something just behind now, Andrew. Tanya has the back position.
Yeah, close up between. Just going, well, you know what? I'm going to load this head up without making a target.
Well, she gets back and around. That's finishing a very, very good home.
Yep.
And
straight behind. You'd expect that's where the jack's going to go if that head gets tapped.
Yeah, there's a good option on there for Sarah. She can afford to obviously draw to a shot bowl. That jack down the line, a foot, can be worth a fair few. So, important bowl here for Tanya to try and nullify that opportunity for Sarah. Tanya also has to be careful she doesn't play that shot where she just pushes the bowl down the jack down the line. Sarah would have an open draw for 4.
Well, other semi-finals in, Johns, who's got the better at the start.
And our volunteers are keeping that score updated as live as much, and it's on our progress scores at this stage. Score on screen does match the score out here on green. Tanya, well, she gets a flick off of that. Well, not sure what that's done. It's hard to tell how far short Sarah's bowl is, but could have nearly snuck the shot there, Andrew.
Well, I think there's an opportunity here for Sarah just to try and play the same hand she's been playing, just a tad tight. 3 feet away. If you come underneath and get the orange bowl clean, you stay for 3. If you bang on the centre line and roll your own over, you roll yours onto the jack, back 2 feet for 3. If she's holding shots, she might just try and dead draw another.
Well, that weight suggests to me that she is holding the shot, because you would imagine if she was down on the head, she would have been a bit more positive.
Either hand would have been the resting shot. I just like the narrow. I might be a bit peculiar.
I've heard people say that about you, Andrew. So Sarah gets herself on the board. It's always good to get that opening shot and open up your account.
I said, if you think I'm crazy, you should meet my wife.
Well, Ian John's holding 3 on this end over Brianna Smith. So
Brianna just slid past. Hand will go out tonight. Shot to 1 lead.
Oh, Sarah. Brilliant opening bowl there. Well, Tanya's on an aggressive line and some aggressive weight too, Andrew. Looks like she was searching for the jack early. Maybe unintentional.
Don't know. Might have been intentional. Might have decided to chance a arm with the first one before it gets clogged up.
Well, we did see that in a few matches yesterday.
Well, look, there are a few of these players who certainly will back themselves no matter what. And I don't know if that was deliberate from Sarah. I think might have just been a little tentative.
Well, Tanya's got an all right line here. If she's just backed a weight off, she's very close here, Andrew. Well, is she going to get all the way down?
No.
Oh, not quite. She does stay up. I think for Sarah, she might be just trying to get something just in behind the head here. She can turn her own shot bowl over as well and change the look of this head a little bit. Well, edge of that. She's flopped that row over right in front of Jack.
That's not too bad at all. A little bit of cover and count.
That's also a toucher in front as well, Andrew, so...
Increases the risk factor.
Tanya now on a good line. Again. Just sliding through. Well, yeah, she's lost that one also.
Look, I think it might be a little prudent for Tanya to go, you know what, take my medicine with the next one. Try and just get second.
Yeah, you don't want to give Sarah an opportunity for big count. Well, they do only have one. Tanya does have last bowl, so she does get last say.
It's whether you back yourself to hit it.
For Sarah, I think it's just a matter of putting another one in here. Get yourself 3 shots and... then ask the question of Tanya to play a big bowl to get out of it. So, and she's played a slightly higher line there. She's played a good safe line, obviously not wanting to affect the head, but also counting. So
holding 3.
It's a smart bowl there, Andrew. Obviously not wanting to get another one in the head, maybe making that target a bit bigger. Does create that visual wall for Tanya maybe to want to draw down and try and get second shot, if not the shot, if she plays it to perfection.
Well, the question is, do you back yourself to hit it and get 1 at the back, or do you back yourself to play forehand and just come in and beat those 2? And she's chosen that forehand option. Looks a little on the tight side.
Well, she's got some weight as well, Andrew, so a touch on this. She could just knock that jack back to herself. Oh, unlucky.
Still at least 2.
Mighty fine effort there from Tanya.
Well, very warm here today in Ballina. Something we haven't seen enough of is the sun. Greenkeepers and the staff here have done a magnificent job in ensuring we're able to continue playing. Duncan's been out nursing his babies every day.
Yeah, he's done an exceptional job, obviously, prepping these greens and for him to be in the quality they are for 17 days straight is a task on its own, can provide some pressures, some angst. So it was 3 to Sarah there. Now hits the lead and goes 4-3, while next door Brianna's picked up a 2. That is a great opening bowl. Whether it be singles or you're a lead player in a teams event, that's probably
That's where you want it.
close to a perfect opening bowl, isn't it, Andrew?
Oh, back toucher or front toucher. Good argument about which one of those would be the perfect bowl.
Well, Tanya's coming down, giving herself every chance. Unlucky, just slid under, but give herself a chance. Finishes in a good home behind.
Perhaps he's just being a little aggressive with the opening bowl, which is opening the opportunity for Sarah to just to pile the pressure on. By all means, ensure you're up, but that 2 metres is a hell of a lot of room.
Well, Sarah again, just plonker one in there. She's really found a weight early this morning. Well, Tanya's just giving that a little bit of extra grass. Probably a bit more weight as well, Andrew, so... See Sarah, very compact, simple delivery. Not a lot can go wrong with that delivery, Andrew.
No, it's all about just eliminating the errors.
Well, as Tanya adjusted her weight here, she's on a very good line to draw. Just needs to get up now. Well, chase another metre. This might see a swap of hands by Sarah.
Oh, look, could be play the clear air, can draw a touch on that hand and really close them into your own bowls.
Well, she gets back enough and it's a little push of the jack. That is brilliant.
Oh, probably a little unlucky.
Yeah, but it is a definite 3 shots. And
That jack goes slightly out to the right. And Tanya's looking at a very compact head. Here it's a fairly broad.
well, she's got options here. The only thing she doesn't want is the gap. Turns onto the shot bowl. I think she's gone through.
Yep, I do too. It's pretty clearly 3.
Well, there's another blue bowl back there, Andrew. So we're looking at the 4th. It was declared only 3. See a few supporters coming in from Forster here. Dylan Riley and Martin Gosper. Coming to support their clubmate Sarah this morning.
Did you get your extra morning's hour sleep this morning?
No, I'm still wide awake at 4:30 a.m. this morning, which is 5:30 in daylight savings time.
It's even worse if you're used to getting up at 4:30.
But I did tuck into bed pretty quickly last night. Drove home after the match last night.
Marty Gosper must have cracked because he said he wasn't going to cut his hair till he won a bowls game. He's got a haircut, so whether he's someone's felt pity or he's cracked and broken his promise.
He might have had a run at a Thursday chook run or something and went, that'll do me. Sarah. Good one here. Just hold all the way to the jack. Just slid underneath, but she's playing with very good weight, Andrew, this morning.
Which is what you'd expect from Sarah.
Oh, she's putting bowls in good areas already. If she isn't drawing the jack, she's finishing that within that metre behind. So you see Tanya now. Just got to get back, and she has. That's 2 great bowls. That's 2 to Tanya now.
I think it's important that she has a good end, and that'll just lift her confidence back. Just a little bit through again with Sarah.
Which I don't mind, Andrew. If you're trying a dead draw, that's quite easily to drop short, but options there for her with that weight. She just narrows it up next time.
But she also doesn't want to give Tanya the opportunity to get a 4, so...
Very true. Well, Tanya has flopped that one down.
Probably 2.
Yeah, I think so. And look, now I think Sarah has to really go back to the dead draw. She's probably got 1.5 foot of room there at least. Back bowl's probably 40 to 50 centimetres behind.
Yeah, nice little draw. That's plenty of room for someone of Sarah's abilities.
She just wants to get back down now. Is she going to get down hard enough? Trying. Well, it's just that
fraction
weight.
of weight again.
Yeah. So for Tanya, it's just dead draw here. She beats her last orange. She's pretty close to a 3rd. Well, she's down with a little bit of weight there.
Just slid through.
No damage though, so I do like 2 for Tanya here. Well, Tanya's having a good look at the 3rd. Nothing wrong with that. Well, Tanya likes hers for 3rd, but Sarah wants to have a check herself. We get a different result here. We may see an umpire call. Well, here we go. So
Wendy will pop out with the laser. Just going to check both of Sarah's bowls as well for good measure.
This is where the laser really comes into its own, Andrew. Makes it a lot easier. Measuring multiple bowls in a head.
I'll probably get hung amongst the national tribe for saying that I do like the orbital for that as well. But there's some, particularly in the southern part of the nation, don't particularly like the orbital measure.
The orbital's sometimes hard to use, especially on our carpets or synthetics.
Yes.
So, that middle blue bowl was the closest out of those three.
2 was correct.
Sarah Boddington bowl.
Seven 5, correct score. Already put the 2 on. Probably jumped the gun a bit, but proved correct. Correct.
Next door, we see Brianna making that fight back. It's 8-6 now to Anne. Was out 8-1, so both semi-finals. Tight battles early on.
Oh, it's not too bad a start from Tanya. Does give her a reasonable start. Sarah will be confident to draw inside that one though. Last end was just a little bit quick. The speed still a little bit high. There's a wide with that one as well. Just 1 to 2, whether there's a different feel on this green than there was yesterday morning. This time, daylight saving finished this morning, so we're effectively starting an hour later than we did yesterday. As far as the greens are concerned anyway, in sun time.
Well, that extra hour could have given a bit more of a chance for that dew to dry. Sarah very well down here. It's right down, bowl past the jack. Great shot and falls in. Does create somewhat of a wall for Tanya to use.
You just saw Tanya flick her arm out as her bowl's been going down the green. Didn't like it.
Sarah out on that good draw line again. Gets right down to the orange to make a second. And I think it has. Definitely has. Opportunity here for Tanya though. She gets a drag of the jack of any sort.
Oh, just a bit wide for that. Probably 2 down. Might have been just a bit wary of going for the trail and missing and giving Sarah a golden opportunity to make 3, which she already has now anyway. Very methodical in her approach, Sarah Boddington.
Yeah, she's played this very well, Andrew. Well, it's down to speed. She just slid on through.
I think that'll be 2. Two it is.
As the match is moving on, we're seeing the crowd starting to build up, and today, Andrew, I think we'll see some of our bigger crowds, especially this afternoon.
Well, some blockbuster games, because they're a little bit small at the moment. Early in the morning, we do have 2 women's semis on. Only 2 games on the green at the moment. And when these games finish, I think we're down at an 11 o'clock start. We've got the boys coming out. When they finish, this morning's 2 victors, they'll be on their quest to hold aloft the Winners' Cup, because the men's and women's singles, the only one that don't have a shield, they've got a cup. And then 4:30 this afternoon, we'll have the men's final.
Yeah, some blockbuster action coming up today, but we'll start seeing an influx of players as well, with the fours discipline due to kick off tomorrow.
They have got some practice sessions allocated for the next green across.
So numbers should fluctuate today. Well, not fluctuate, should
Build.
That's a great bowl there by Sarah, just missing past, finishing in a great home. Tanya's first bowl, brilliant.
But I'd imagine that we'd have a majority of the fours players here by the time the women's final kicks off. 2 o'clock, I think we're scheduled for that one. Should really check, shouldn't I?
It might be 1:30 actually, Andrew.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we don't have to provide that big long lunch break because of the fact that we're moving from discipline to discipline between the men's and ladies. We can just keep turning the games over. Might mean you miss out on a lunch break.
Yeah, them's fighting words, mate. Them's fighting words. It's a long time since breakfast already. I'm part Hobbit. It's nearly 11sies, mate.
Sarah's just wanting this to hold longer. Well, did she push it through enough? Probably not quite.
No, I don't think so. Even, well, on camera, it certainly doesn't look like it. Live, yeah, I don't think it does either. Big chance here for Tanya, though. Nice backhand draw down. You get tiny little touch and you make sure you two.
Well, the speed's okay, Andrew, is it?
No, it's going to fall definitely out. And Sarah asked the question, what's the position? Jane indicates definitely 1 down. No hesitation in that indication, so I'd say it's pretty clear.
And I guess from a marker's point of view, it's one of them jobs that you probably want to already know the answer to the question that the player's going to ask. So I find most markers do that, and Jane's doing it very well this morning.
Well, mate, I'm going to be a bit conceited. I'd say you've got 2 of the best markers in New South Wales sitting greenside here.
Me and you.
Oh, I wasn't counting you. Counting Wendy.
Tanya, did she hold on?
Oh, I think she might have just run through. No,
Wow, it's close, Andrew. I
re-
don't think she'll be giving up on it.
I really do enjoy marking. I think you get the best, well, not seat, but the best place in the house to view. Been lucky enough to officiate at a couple of World Championship finals.
I've seen you do some World Indoors, is that correct, at Warilla, Andrew?
Did the World Indoors. Did the final between Aaron Sheriff and Andrew from New Zealand. And marked the World Champion of Champions final at St John's Park. That was two. Between Shannon McElroy and Tony Chung. Couple of lovely fellas.
So Tanya doing well there. Picking up 2 shots. Just staying in touch with Sarah.
Tell you one thing though, you need to get your sprint shoes out when you're marking for Aaron Sheriff. Heads declared, the mat's down, the jack's on its way. That jack has gone.
Well, it has stayed in, just. See Tanya throwing a longer length here. And I tell you what, Andrew, this is a pretty good opening bowl.
Well, big shout out to everyone wherever you're watching right around the world. Do know we've got Sarah's mum watching on from overseas. And our usual bowls tragics. But if you are anywhere near Ballina,
Well, this is a pretty good reply. What an opening bowl by Sarah Boddington. Brilliant.
if you're anywhere near Ballina, get on down to Cherry Street Sports for the TAB State Championships. Still plenty of things happening. Don't forget you can book your free skin check with Skin Check Champions here at Cherry Street Sports during our state championships. You've got a couple more days. They've got the silver bullet out the back. Jason's done it. I've done it. Jump onto bowlsnsw.com.au. Click the link in the bio for more information. Could just be 15 minutes that saves your life.
Yeah, some great initiatives and partnerships formed here and providing our members with plenty of great services.
And if you were looking forward to your chance to get the TAB closest to the Jack competition, sorry, you're too late. It's done.
It's all finished up.
It is.
So what's next with that competition?
Well, there'll be a draw, and our winner will be jumping up and down at having got a new set of bowls, TAB branded.
And will that draw be conducted during these championships, or is it done?
Oh, mate, you're asking me questions I don't know the answer to.
Come on, Andrew.
That's our comms team, all written down in the terms and conditions.
Yep.
I'll have to find out for you. I'll take the question on notice. Isn't that what they do in Parliament?
Don't forget, we do still have action across other venues today.
Yeah, so the senior singles and open reserve underway. They're playing round 3 this morning at Alstonville Plateau Sports. That's the senior men and half the reserves. And over at Club Lennox, the senior women and the other half of the open reserve. They'll play their round 3 this morning. They'll be underway at the moment, actually. When we start our second game here, we'll put some live scores up. Hang on, will they be underway? I'm looking at my clock. No, they'll be underway in half an hour's time. I haven't adjusted for daylight saving time yet.
They have only got the 2 rounds there today at those venues, whereas well, it's officially 2 rounds here. It's 4 different time slots.
Correct. So we played all 3 sectional matches in both men's and women's yesterday over 4 time slots. Someone said to me, "Oh, you guys only did that so you could get more people into the club and stream more games." And my answer to that was, yes, thank you. No, we wanted to showcase both the men's and women's as equally as we possibly could. So we've streamed 2 games of men's round, 2 men's round games yesterday and 2 women's rounds. And that's the whole reason for splitting the semis and finals here, so that more people can watch and join in the action, and we're not forced to decide which final we'll stream. We'd love to have played our semis back to back as well, but that just adds a lot of time to the schedule. 17 days is enough without adding another one.
Yeah, well, I guess you also have to look at, well, Tanya down here. She gets that. Well, got a little bit lucky there, Andrew.
Yeah. That's not when you clap. That's when you just go, okay, well, I'm happy I got it, but sorry.
Well,
sorry, not sorry.
What's the count here? Is that a possible 3?
2 or 3.
I like 2, definitely. Yeah, it's pretty hard to add to this schedule when you finish up Wednesday afternoon, just after lunch, I believe, Andrew, with the 4s.
About 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, well, there you go. And then it's a quick duck home for Bowls New South Wales team, getting prepped for Friday evening with the start of the Platinum Pennant season.
Fortunately, I don't think any of us will actually be there. Well, one of us might have to go to Cabramatta to deliver some of the goods we have here. And we're all going, it's not me. The two of us have got a fairly long drive home. The other ones might have a little bit of flight. But I don't like our chances of getting this thing here, the trolley with our live stream gear on a plane. It'd be possible, but it might be a bit expensive.
Could be. Okay, Sarah, looking to come down in that port. She just holds that line and runs through, well, just underneath, but what an effort.
It might have cut the front one out. But, yeah, we finish up here. Semi-final, final of the 4s on Wednesday, so that'll be an all-day action. Maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. Thursday's travel, Friday Platinum, Saturday Platinum, Sunday Platinum, Monday State Junior Championships underway at Marimbula.
Yeah, 2 shots that was to Tanya, so back to level pegging now, 9 all. Well, next door we see Brianna. 11-8 now, so Brianna just got herself a 2. Both semi-finals really in the balance, and we wouldn't expect anything less.
What else would be what you could do on a Sunday morning?
Probably some of the best conditions of the day, Andrew, where breeze is little to none. Although, just as I say that, the flags decide to kick up. Again, we're finding here at this venue that this morning's breeze is sort of coming from the west. So on your screens from left to right. In the afternoon, though, we see it do a 180 generally. Is giving herself a little slap there. She knows she was a little bit tight on that delivery. Weight's not too bad. I guess once the state junior championships are done, you're probably looking at,
Easter.
well, you've got Easter and then you've got the big region sides championships this year with the addition of the women's discipline. So
we actually will be travelling home on Good Friday. We've got 3 days off in between Anzac Day and Easter. Took that opportunity, but the next week is Champ of Champs.
of course,
Pairs. Finish that on the Friday. More Platinum. State Carnival in Forster the week after that. And then Champ of Champs Singles the week after State Carnival. Then we lead into Region and Platinum Finals.
wow, a lot on. Actually really excited to
And then the man in the white coat's come and take me away.
really excited to see this year's inner region, Andrew, especially with the addition of the women's discipline. Something brand new for our ladies. Chance to represent their region.
But don't worry. Don't think you're not going to have your bowls to watch when we close up at the Platinum Finals, because that leads into AO, Australian Open. I'm sure Bowls Australia will be giving you your fill of bowls.
Wow.
After AO, we've got our state pennant finals.
Plenty of bowls action over the next few months for all the viewers out there. And this is a little bit of a erratic end here by Sarah.
And we've got to be on our best behaviour now too, Jason, because my mum's watching.
Well, that could be opportunity as well, Andrew.
Well,
At the moment, 4 there, I believe, to Tanya. So
yeah, and it's a little bit erratic from Sarah. Normally very consistent, but this end, a little bit of scattergun in it.
So Sarah's just asking which one is the exact shot bowl.
Well, this is the one where you need to really just pull out your best.
Look, she has an opportunity, still an opportunity to get shot here. It's a good opportunity too. She beats this wide bowl here that she's coming down for.
There is plenty of room.
At least gets second wood, if not the shot. Is she going to turn hard enough? Well, she might have turned it. Might have. Might not have as well. She's definitely not 4 down anymore though, Andrew.
Oh, it could still be 2 or 3 though. On camera it looks better. Live you'd almost think the back one still counts. These are the ones though, if you can just nail that, you send a message to your opposition that you've got to work hard to get a shot. Shippo refers to them as battery flatteners. Just the ones that drain you. You think, oh gee. Once you start to think, what have I got to do? You're in trouble.
Glad you mentioned his name. Isn't he currently competing himself? Is that right, Andrew?
Yeah, in the box position to take out his section in the senior men's, or men's senior singles. Couple of good wins yesterday. I think Michael Clark needed to beat him to 9 to go ahead of him. So that would be a very big win. What did we get there?
1. So that was a great bowl in the end by Sarah. 4 down, gets second wood close for shot. You're talking about 10 mil it was, looked like. The edge of the measure just bent up onto the orange bowl. So Tanya takes the lead.
You can also check with our staff here about we're still taking some orders for delivery now for the commemorative state championship shirt. I think you went out and got one of those, didn't you, Jason?
Oh, I got one, mate. I did.
Have been proved a bit popular. We've sold out of almost every size we had. Still got some bowls cloth there. And a few very good quality caps with a nice little logo on the front. The Queen of the Green. Or I love bowls, but I'm biased.
Oh, just seeing Sarah just last couple of ends just losing her momentum and touch there, so momentum at this stage is with Tanya.
That's one of the battles when you're playing one of these games. You start really well. You've got to maintain that. You've got to find what works for you. A few players just can't have a lolly, get the sugar levels up. Others will just make sure they've had a drink. It's a very fine balance between maintaining the concentration and getting the mental break in between deliveries. If you get the yips a little bit, it can be very hard to get out of it. You start to lose your confidence about where you've got to aim, so you're second guessing everything, and as soon as you're starting to think about what you're doing instead of actually just doing it, you forget the other part of the delivery.
Yeah, I've heard I've watched videos, listened to interviews where some players completely turn off in between bowls. Won't look at the opposition's delivered bowl, turn off and go into a world of their own and think of something completely different. Switch back on when it's their turn to play as a way of giving their mind a bit of a rest, I guess you could say, Andrew.
Yeah, a couple say I don't watch my opponent's balance way down because they might have a X brand and I've got a Y brand and they're slightly different lines.
Sarah wants to pull up now. Great bowl. Probably got the shot with that. Tanya's just asked the marker. Marker's indicated Tanya is one down. So a much needed bowl by Sarah. But opportunity here for Tanya. She can sit that bowl. She's slightly narrow to the jack. Comes back for three. Andrew, she's not
Trail's all right too.
Trail is good. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate, you know. It's
made it easier for Sarah to add a second.
It has, and I think we'll definitely see Sarah come to a backhand here.
Jason, I think also one of the things is you got to work on your mindset. So if you play a shot and you just miss, instead of going, "Oh, I just missed," you got to go, "Wow, I was close. That was good." Always on that positive note. You're not thinking I missed. You're thinking, "Well, I was not far off that. That's good. I'll pay that as effective."
Oh, that's close to a second, Andrew.
I think it's good enough.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, sometimes our game is a matter of millimetres, and if you've just missed by a millimetre or two, don't go getting down on yourself. So, you know what? I played the shot.
I hit what I was after. It just didn't go where I wanted it to. That's often the case.
So a lot of measures in this game, Andrew, so they are tight heads. This is for second shot. That's clear air there. I think you find that's clear air as well, so.
That yeah. 2 paddles up.
Sure is.
Sarah's into double figures. Tanya quite rightly says, how far up is that one? Could well be short.
Well, we have an umpire call, Andrew. I'm just going to duck inside. See if we can't find a lovely lady to jump on and put a female voice into this commentary team.
You reckon we're two big buffheads and we need some delicate matter about us?
It's just good to get the ladies out here. So let me go and do a bit of a roundup and see how I go. I could be back.
Just got to turn the right volume knob. I did. I'm still on, so that's good. Well, we've got the tape being stretched out and Jack's still there, so just long enough. So Sarah Boddington up 11-10. 25 up in our singles championships. And a reminder that we will be coming to you live again not long after these games finish with the men's semi-finals. We're due to start at 11 a.m, so an hour and a quarter away. All depends on the finish times of these because we can't run two games on the same rinks. Sarah, just looking to get inside her own bowl. I think she is holding one shot with her first. Yep, I think that'll make it two. So Tanya, just get one in that head. So 11 a.m, the men's singles semi-finals. It's Ben Twist of St John's Park taking on Kurri Wedlock of Warilla. A streaming match. Cody Packer of Merrylands taking on Darren Morrison of Ettalong Memorial. So he saw Ben Twist last night secure the section by getting to 18 shots, playing Lee Schreiner. So we are going to the other sections to feature someone.
Fiona is Cherry Street venue manager.
So we're getting the Cherry Street venue manager. That's Fiona.
Hey Andrew, how are you?
All right. She's, of course, the one who's been very solidly looking after us while we've been here. We've been very grateful for your assistance.
You've been very easy to deal with anyway.
We've got Jason back in to continue the conversation as well. I'll just try plugging him in, turning him on again, maybe try the different slot. Now we'll try you.
Okay, we'll just watch this last bowl of Sarah's coming down. 2 down on the head here at the moment. She's close, isn't she, Andrew?
Yep, she is.
Very close. She's calling for the jack through. Great bowl, Sarah Boddington.
And yep, that is the dodgy headset, mate. That's the one that's got the crackle in it.
That's just my brain ticking, mate.
Too quick. The tick's too quick, mate. Oh, I already put one on Sarah there for that. I'll take it off again.
Tanya, just wanting to get down and under. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. So, great bowl there by Sayers. And yes, and welcome Fiona, venue manager, Cherry Street Sports. Great to have you on the call today. And Look, we're day 12 now, I believe. We are. How's Cherry Street? How's the staff going? How's the venue going? Been a big 12 days so far for you. So
Yeah, it's definitely been great. It's something we've never done before, but we're thoroughly enjoying it. All the staff are getting through it day by day, but yeah, they've been amazing. So we're very lucky to have great employees here in Lennox, and then we've got Marissa and her team up at Austinville as well.
yeah, so I mean, the planning going into this event for 17 days didn't just happen overnight. You didn't just go, yes, we want the state championships, here we go and run. Just talk a little bit about the work you had to do leading up and the logistics you had to meet to ensure it runs smoothly.
I guess the main concern for us was making sure that all the bowlers could get fed quickly and as easily as possible. So our great great events manager, Glenn Marie, and head chef Sean, and executive chef Adam has spent a lot of time making sure that the menus are right and we have everything ready to go. And obviously, you know, the greens look great. Duncan's done a great job and his team out here, and, you know, just making sure we've got enough stock and everything like that. Had to borrow some stuff off some local other venues yesterday, so shout out to them for their help as well.
Well, that's a good thing for business if you're having to borrow stuff, especially Cherry Street Sports Clubs. Pretty big business, you stock up really well, and if you used to have to go and borrow stuff, that's pretty brilliant. So, look, from what I've seen myself, Fiona, and the feedback from players is that everything has run really, really smoothly. Players have been fed well, they're happy with the quality of the food. Bar service has been sensational, and then just the welcoming atmosphere that the players have received, it's been a massive positive, and you've really done a good job as a club to put this Northern Rivers area on the map as far as hosting events like this. So congratulations there, but you're coming into one of your busiest times the next couple of days, the fours.
Yeah, exactly. We also got I forgot to thank all the volunteers. You know, we had a volunteer committee formed, and they've spent a lot of meetings together and getting rosters done for all three sites over the championships, and yeah, they've been absolutely amazing. So big shout out to those guys that have been here helping us pack up chairs every day as well, and keeping the grounds outside clean so we can focus on what's happening inside. So thanks, guys.
Okay, so as we see here, Sarah's just dropped short with the first couple there, Andrew, and a little bit of opportunity here for Tanya. Big bowl here for Sarah to get one in and close.
Yeah, she just needs this one just to take the pressure off. You don't want to leave it to the last. That's when the pressure triples.
Well, she's done this very, very well. That's a great bowl. Still chance here for Tanya, though. She can push it forward to push up through there. So, Fiona, watching these ladies out there, giving you some encouragement to get out there yourself with a bowl in hand and maybe match these ladies in the future?
Oh, I don't know about matching them.
Wow, well, sorry about that, Fiona. We've just seen a great bowl there by Tanya. She's come down with some good weight to get a result.
Well, we guesstimate that there's around about 1,000 players and officials come into the Northern Rivers area for the events over the 17 days. And that probably doubles with helpers and assistants and spectators, and maybe doubles as even a conservative estimate. They all want somewhere to stay and want to eat something and drink something and use the loo, wash their hands, all those little bits and pieces in the background. You can make sure that you've got all those supplies.
Yeah, I went down for a drive downtown last night, and every restaurant was full. Everywhere was full, so it's been great for the whole area. So,
yeah, some feedback I heard this morning from your general manager Terry. He's been in contact with a few of the local businesses, and their feedback to him is, yeah, we've seen a real increase in our trade. So obviously brilliant for the economy in the area. So it's not just an advantage for the host clubs, but the town in general and the area in general. Sarah's just got a little bit narrow there. She just got around that bowl, Andrew. She's close to a result.
Well, one thing I've noticed on my little drive down here nearly every day is the no vacancy sign on the Colonial Motel. So once the state championships are finished and you want to come into Ballina and have a look around, the Colonial Motel's just down the road from Cherry Street Sports. Convenient little walk up.
Yeah, we've also got the Homestead Motel. It's a little bit closer, a few more rooms there. So either one of those motels would be great to stay in.
So let her in for the plug.
Yeah, so it's been a big, long 11, 12 days for the staff, but they've got probably the busiest period coming up with the fours coming in. You know, that's obviously numbers-wise, it's going to be a bit busier for the staff, but I'm sure the staff here are up for it. Look, they've been great, actually, Fee, I've got to say. They've all been upbeat, friendly, welcoming. Nothing's been a problem, so congratulations to Cherry Street Sports and Ballina Bowling Club here on providing that atmosphere. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thanks to you guys for bringing bowls to our club, I guess. We've been very lucky to secure this, so thank you. And, yeah, it's been absolutely great.
And we're looking forward to 2 years' time coming back.
Yeah, that's correct, Andrew. Championships move back to Dubbo next year, but 2027 back here at Cherry Street, and a couple of years to plan, obviously, from Cherry Street point of view, Fiona. You know, you'll collate all the information, listen to the feedback that you've got, have a look at every little logistic from these championships, and obviously try and make the improvements, if there are any to have, I've got to say, because I don't know how you can make improvements. Maybe order some better weather.
I was about to say, maybe just stop the rain.
Obviously out of your control, that is, but it hasn't dampened the spirits or the atmosphere, these championships, so I think you can give yourselves a big pat on the back, and I'm sure Terry will look after all the staff after these championships are done.
I'm sure he will too. Hope he's listening inside.
If not, there'll be a replay put on in his office, won't there?
Absolutely.
Oh, look, we always do a debrief after the events, and also we do a participant survey. We listen to what people say there, and sometimes they'll be conflicting, so
yeah, but all
depends on
feedback.
perspective.
It does.
We also look for what can we improve, what works so well, what don't touch, what do touch.
So I know you're busy, Fee, so look, just like if you've got anything else to say, please let us know. But other than that, thank you very much for lending 5 or 10 minutes of your time as we see Sarah come down here with a cracking bowl. Yeah, thank you very much for giving your time.
That's okay. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
No, and yeah, we'll let you get back to work. Hard at it in there, I know. I had to interrupt you and drag you out here, kicking and screaming, but no, I really appreciate you giving your time, and yeah, and good luck with the rest of the event and running of it.
Thank you.
Well, that was Fiona, venue manager of Cherry Street Sports.
And I've really got to thank all of the staff, from the Green staff and Fiona and the Glen Marie, Terry. And we've wanted anything, they've been only too willing to help out. And even if it's something as simple as a jug of water, I asked Lee to grab one, and Terry's brought it out, so the boss was looking after us as well. Noticed him getting his hands dirty more than once. It's what you like to see.
Yeah, he really... See, 2 great bowls there by Sarah. 2 shots. Well, Tanya probably wants to skirt that. Well, we won't see too much clapping there. A little bit of luck, but all starts with the weight, though, doesn't it?
You've got to give yourself a chance. What's the first rule you're taught when you're down?
Be up. Exactly right.
Here's the test for Sarah. She can go, "Oh, you know what, that's just, I'm ripped off or I'm whatever else." So you just go, okay, well, they got it. I just got to
She's
outdo it.
trying hard here. She give it every chance. 6 foot over.
The other thing for Tanya is, okay, I've got a bit of luck last time. My weight's okay. Let's repeat that with 2 feet more grass. She swapped over into the backhand, has she?
She has. Just coming down. Jack's just out of screen.
Good enough.
Well, it's good enough for 2 now.
Here's the test for Sarah. Played 2 really good bowls. Oh, we can't see that. How about I just press this button?
Get Andrew just to...
Did say I'm struggling to see these screens in the bright
Oh,
sunshine.
look, they are hard to see at the moment with that sunshine coming in here, so...
We need the Bowls New South Wales hood. It'd be very hot if we did anything else. Might get smart in the cone of silence, mate.
Sarah's taken this wider draw line now. It will come back from out there. This is all just down to a speed. And Andrew, this is looking pretty good.
This is good recovery.
This is a very good bowl by Sayers.
Yep, very good correction on a previous bowl. Grabs the shot. I think that's a big moment in this game, just to lift Sarah's confidence and just to say to Tanya, you've got to play an absolute crack at it to get it off me.
Sending a message to Tanya, you leave me any tiny opportunity and I'm going to jump on it, so... See next door, Ian Johns at a 17-9 lead. Over Brianna. I think Brianna might be holding one on this head. Still a couple of bowls to play each.
That is a very handy lead, though. An interesting way to look at the single scoreline, though, is how many you need rather than how many you are. So effectively, it's 8 to 16. And ours is 12 to 15 needed. That's when it's that big difference between how many you've got and how many you need. There we go. Yeah, we definitely need to do some maintenance on these headsets.
There we go, the crackle's gone. Just swap the brains.
Bit like Crichton, you've got a spare head, hey? Oh, and he even knows the reference. I'll kudos there.
Sarah, she just gets around that bowl. Well, she knocked it up. It's still probably deceptive on our screens, but could still be a metre short there, Andrew.
Yeah, we just make that a little bit closer. We'll miss out on Tanya's bowl that's at the back, but get a closer view of the head. And Tanya does have one a couple of metres past that's be at the bottom of our screen.
She's on a good line here, gets any jack. That's a great bowl, Tanya Ware.
Yeah, making me move the cameras again.
Good to see, keeping Andrew busy.
It's Sunday morning, daylight savings finished.
Oh, you've got an extra hour sleep in, mate. You should be ready to work.
No, I woke up at 3:30 instead of 4:30.
All right, Sarah now. Just wants this to get back, and here it comes now. Is it getting back hard enough? Well, that's a
Close.
very good effort. If it falls, not quite. Next door, Brianna got 1 shot, so now 17 to 10. And I like this track from Tanya. Well, she wants to miss the jack now. Well, she did.
Yeah, didn't want the slide on the jack.
That really turned hard towards the end there, Andrew. That.
And Jane says to Sarah that she is 1 down. That answers our question.
Sarah just staying to the draw. Just needs to make a tiny adjustment on a previous. I think she's done that, Andrew. This is great bowl. Sarah Boddington. She has pulled out a couple of crackers with her last bowl, the last couple of ends. Can Tanya get any piece of this jack backwards? Potential count. Is she going to get back enough, Andrew? She's trying hard, very, very hard. Oh, she's got an edge. Very unlucky. She may have cut it back to 1, though, with that edge.
Watch this again. Little Nick. Very unlucky.
If she gets that, if she bellies that jack, she's probably holding a 3. So it's just 1 shot.
Well, Sarah might have just stretched this length out a little bit, not big, but she was playing close at a minimum length earlier.
Yeah, I think she stretched it out more to about 25, 26 metres, Andrew.
Well, your guess is as good as mine there.
Wow.
Well, actually, your guess is better than mine there.
Minimum length we play in these championships is 21 metres.
As per the Bowls Australia domestic regulations for play in Australia. So our friends watching on overseas might say, hang on, the minimum distance is 23 in the law book. But it does say unless otherwise set by a domestic regulation, and we have exercised that ability. Because us in Australia reckon we do it right by 21.
Well, we did go back to 23 metres there for a short time, didn't we?
Yeah, look, and campaigned heavily to World Bowls, and they allowed that domestic regulation to be put in.
Another good bowl there by Sarah. Visually, probably.
So if you go out and practice and qualify for Commonwealth Games, you'll have to get used to 23 being your minimum. That is the international law.
Tanya just needs to run this line now. She's very, very close here. She's going to get up. Not quite, but got the second shot. And I've got to say, Andrew, just chatting with Fiona, just their general trade in this club is still very, very busy. So to add the addition of these bowlers, I think the team here have done a superb job. Well, Sarah, just get down. Well, she did. Got a little touch.
I just think there's 128 players arriving this afternoon to participate in the fours tomorrow. That's just the players. I would be very surprised if we do not have 2 or more people on top of that for every player.
Well, Tanya can afford to play a positive draw down here. To reach with, you know, probably 3 foot of weight. She's got her own to come up. Something like this. Well, push through onto the jack. She's flopped back in. Favour her for the one shot. It was always on. If she was wide to the shot bowl, she could have made 2.
And look, I think the crowd's grown by 20%. They're the Jason Pinnock fan club.
Well, I've had a couple of messages from some mates. They're sick of turning it on and hearing my voice. Asked them to come along and try their voice out, but they weren't up for that.
Yeah, just got to get the right people in. Matey Hawes, I'm not sure they're the right people though, Jason, are they? It's been a fantastic to be back on the Northern Rivers, and I've actually seen a few people that I have known many years ago, having grown up in this area. Oh, sorry, got to 18 years of age in this area. I don't know about grown up.
Well, Andrew, this is a very, very good bowl here by Sarah. Again, her last bowl.
And they're the bowls that win you championships.
Well, she's had to use her last bowl, eating the last 3 ends, because Tanya's made her. And Sarah's so far come up with the answer.
Singles is that event where you just need to keep grinding away. Get it, you can rattle off your ones. Eventually, they will get you home.
You get 25 of them before the opposition does. Tanya on a very positive line here. She looks like she has a positive weight too to get a result. Gets that fat run. It flops in. 2 shots. That is a great bowl, Tanya Ware. So both these players really coming up with the goods on their last bowls.
One down. Had the chance. Got that one pretty much in the belly, right through the hole. Just enough weight to pop it through and stop. 2 shots. Should be 14-12 on our scoreboard down the other end.
Well, it says 14-13, Andrew, so...
I might have missed one.
Did we
I'll add
miss
one
one?
more on. It is a little difficult to see these screens. I keep saying that, but very bright, sunshine. Well, Tanya Ware, you want to just put a little punctuation mark on a game, get your first bowl close, and that's done the job there. Well,
Sarah. Wow. It's not the first time we've seen that, Andrew.
excellent delivery.
It's a few times now we've seen Tanya with the first put one right on it, and Sarah come back with an answer and draw it off. There's high quality bowls being played here.
Well, Sarah's played good, 1.5 meters, 2 metres of weight with that bowl.
Tanya's in a good area, just sliding through, finishes in a good home, however.
Look, it's backing your own ability to be able to play that shot first bowl up. It's not going, oh, what if, what, no, I'm going to play it. And I'm going to get it. If I happen to not hit the jack, I'm in good position with my next bowl.
Look at a player of Sarah's. Oh, look at this. Just a repeat.
Well, the first one was a good one. Why change anything? And same line, bumps her own bowl in. Gets really good position out of that. Covers the jack up.
Really asking some questions here now of Tanya. Well, is she going to swing enough, Andrew? I don't think so. That weight just held her out.
Well, Sarah's got a decision now. Do I just try and repeat it again? I think that's the answer. Just maybe not quite so much aggression on the intent here. Just trying to get round and finish slightly behind.
Oh, I think she plays exactly the same bowl. She's a tad bit wider, so obviously not wanting to get right back to the jack. Very, very good bowling here, Sarah Boddington.
That's exactly what I called.
You did.
3, and you've got that cover. So if that bowl does get hit, it's going back to you, or you're covering the... Tanya here, she knows she has to play a good one or she's going to drop a 4.
Well, she just backs her weight off. She's close, Andrew. Area last time was good, but she's kept that weight on.
And she's out of bullets now. No right of reply. And Sarah played very similarly last bowl. You pick up a 4.
Well, very telling, and she's already got 3. Interesting. I think Sarah will stick with a 4-hand. She's just played 3 absolute brilliant bowls down that side. No use changing.
Yeah, you already know the grass line. Your last one counted. No real danger. The orange bowl's good couple of metres short. Just going to go round it.
Yeah, play a nice wide draw. Like she's probably got a metre, nearly, Andrew. Pointed very, very well here.
Just got to stop.
Just needs to stop.
Oh,
Wow,
well,
just went through.
I reckon she'd be pretty disappointed not to have one there. And Wendy, Tanya might just think that was a little bit of a get out of jail card. But it is definitely 3.
Yeah, telling count. Sarah now just open up a little bit of a lead here. Pretty important for Tanya to knuckle down this end and keep that margin tight. Sarah will be looking to consolidate that 3, and I guess from her perspective, just win the end.
You're now 4 shots in front. You say to yourself, okay, let's make that 5 this end. Even 6. Just add the pressure to the shoulders.
Next door's interesting, Andrew. We see Brianna holding a very good 3. Still a bowl each to come. And John's up 18-11. That's a great opener there by Sarah. And a foot short on the line. green of this speed, that's really nice in the knock-up zone. I did say when the greens were a little bit slower with the weather that behind was essential. As the greens quicken up, those bowls, that even a mat length short, Andrew, was still handy.
Any more than a mat length and you're into the, well, it's probably not got a big chance of counting. But a mat length away, you're in the measure here at the moment. But it only needs a little bit of a tap and it's right there.
Sarah very well pointed again. She gets one right on top of this jack. Well, just got the squeeze out, but that's great shooting. She's got two. Really piling the pressure here on Tanya now. We see next door, Brianna, she has 4 bowls. You can put a mat over them.
I think they might chase you away if you go to put a mat over those bowls.
Tanya, she holds up here. Well, she got the edge and ran on. A little bit of luck, but weight was good to get that result. Sarah is playing a similar bowl. Try and trail Kitty again.
Yeah, look, the last one was near perfect. I do think Jane said she actually held one shot.
Well, she's getting down again here, Andrew. She just got to run now. She has. That's a great bowl, Sarah Boddington.
Fantastic reply.
As we look next door, Ann Johns has played absolute cracker of a bowl. She's played a heavy-weighted shot, got bowls into the head, and she's got the jack back and got it to herself.
Oh, it's that big turnaround.
So 4 down to 2 up, Ann Johns.
And leading 19-11.
Well,
Drop a 4 it'll become 19-15. Pick up a 2, it's 21-11.
It was 18-11, so she goes to 20-11.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I just did say these screens are hard to see.
Yeah, that's all right. And look, updated very, very quickly on our screen, so...
And you got the one with the bigger scoreboard on it than me. Because I've got all the dials and bells and whistles and,
Yeah, you've got all the fun stuff.
and all the previews.
I did have a couple of questions sent to me, Angie. You accidentally knocked a button the other day and it created a slow-mo of a delivery, and a couple of people sent me some messages going, I wonder if that can be incorporated into the streams in the future.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Really have a look at, especially when it comes to players' deliveries.
Tell you what, we'll do it for you.
Just wondering if you might have already had a play around with it to...
I did. I slowed Wilkes's delivery down. I don't want to slow Benny Twist's delivery down if he's in the final and I'm streaming, because we might be here all day.
Sarah's just playing a little bit of cover out here. This is a smart bowl because, well, if she's, I think she's, well, it just fell in unfortunately, but Tanya's got nothing at the back. Not sure if she's 1 or 2 down on the head. We're favouring it for 2.
Yeah, look, I think it is 2. I believe our marker, Jane, did indicate it was 1. I've got the live view here. It looks definitely 2 from my position, which is not perfectly ideal for looking. Yeah, only little walk back to that mat now for Tanya. 2 down, 17-13 down on the scoreboard.
Jack movement isn't good for her. I think she has to play the backhand here, Andrew, and just roll her bowl up. She happened to get underneath her bowl. There could be an opportunity to sit the shot through. I don't see massive weight here. Well, she's coming down.
Too tight. Be underneath.
Just underneath, so we think it might be 2
I think
here.
it's 2. umpire doing the job just reminded Sarah that she needs to be past the jack when her bowl comes to rest. Two shots it is. I want that button and then that button. And you wanted a slow-mo replay. You've got it. Tanya's delivery.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that slow-mo, Andrew. I think it's something players will be interested in the future as well. Really shows some good biomechanics of the delivery, balance.
I'll do Sarah's delivery next. I only press the 5 button this time. It'll take a bit quicker. Next delivery will do that. Oh. I'm just pressing all sorts of wrong buttons here, Matt.
Okay, Sarah holding to both just a little bit short, but really important here for Tanya. Let's get one close, put some pressure on. Is she going to get all the way down to the jack? No, not quite.
Just going to slide through.
That's setting up a bit of an opportunity at the back there, Andrew. Sarah's looking to add a metre on her previous. She does get around them. She does get to the back. Definitely want this to be up.
Well, great home. Very good game management,
That is
this
a
one.
great shot, Sarah
And
Boddington.
I think it counts. Holding 3 covered. So Tanya, if she does trail the jack, needs a fairly solid trail across to the right. Moore sent the message you have to draw, and I think because of that, she's
This is coming home, Andrew. Don't give up on it yet. Well,
slightly overcorrected the width. We'll watch Sarah's delivery action as she walks back to the mat. And we're running at about 33% speed here. So there you go, mate. We've played with the slow-mos.
yeah, we saw there, Sarah. Nice, easy, compact action.
It's better at while I remember. Put that back to 100. So that our next one, our next 20-second replay doesn't take 2 minutes.
Okay, Sarah, after a similar bowl here.
Wants this just, I reckon she wants to take a foot off.
And I think you know what she has.
That
This is
is
great bowling, Sarah
spectacularly
Boddington.
good.
Potential 3 shots there.
Oh, it'd be close for 4. The back one might even still be in the hunt.
Yeah, so important bowl here for Tanya. She just has to adjust the grass. If she finishes a foot inside her own, she's close to shot.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Andrew, if
Just
she
about
runs...
done it. She's not 4 down anymore. Well,
Well, it just pulls up a bit short. So
might still be 3. Could. Oh, well, Sarah will have a look at it. She won't die wondering. 3 is a very big count, though. This is a few consecutive ends for Sarah, just giving her a very good lead.
Yep. So, Sarah there, she's measuring her own bowl first. That means I'd imagine her back bowl isn't in question at all.
Should always try to work from the open side, and I get a bit scared about the feet near the shot bowls.
I understand that. But I know from my perspective, Andrew, I find it hard to put the measure with my left hand onto the jack. I've got more control with the measure with my right hand.
Whereas that,
The jack.
I actually go the other way around.
Yeah. So,
Look, as long as you've got a stable base and you're careful.
well, Brianna setting up here. She's got 2 good shots, but they're both just jack high. And
Another tip if you want to measure, mate, you don't have to be that accurate with the first go.
no, you're exactly right, Andrew. You see some people really trying to get that finite measure really first up.
Doesn't have to be
You
perfect.
can even have the measure slightly off the jack. Get an indication. If you think it's close, then go and do the fine measure. Or call an umpire. There we go. So it's 3 to Sarah. So she's jumped straight onto the springboard there, that end. 22-13. Well, again, Ann John's a few down in the head. Comes down, sits the shot bowl and stays, and she's really putting Brianna under a lot of pressure over there.
Look, and if you want to do it, just a quick measure, drop it down about a millimetre off the jack, go very close to your own bowl, go around to the others, and if it's close, then yeah, by all means, then do a more accurate. But often when you have a look, you'll see, oh no, that one's well and truly in, or no, I was just being hopeful. I back my eyes to a great deal of being right, but I don't back them to the exclusion of sticking the measure down. The other tip is measure quickly. Don't walk around the head. Don't dance around the head and go, well, maybe, oh yeah, get the measure out.
It's a pet hate of mine too, Andrew. You see a lot of that. A lot of dancing around the head. And, well, if you've got to dance around that much, just get the equipment out. Great opening bowl there by Sarah.
Your eyes will lie to you occasionally.
Mine always favour me.
Your own bowls look closer. The shadow direction will change your perception. If a bowl's standing up or lying down, it'll change your perception.
Tanya gets inside of Sarah there. Well, she's pushed her through. She's got the shot.
Sarah will stick with the backhand draw. Little touch, drags it back to her own. Or just draw the shot outright. The green's speeding up. You probably just need to recognise that, but you're still trying to be up. So if you're just trying to draw the shot and you're a fraction heavy, fraction tight, you roll that jack 10 centimetres, you just go, well, good.
She's not far off here, Andrew.
Wants to hold its
She's
line.
trying hard. Well, she found the hole, unfortunately, but flopped back. 2 good bowls there in a good position. Yeah, Tanya will be playing this forehand. Promotion of her own would be ideal. She's just around. She can sit into that pocket of Sarah's bowls.
Yeah, nice confident draw, knowing that you turn your own bowl inwards or come around them.
Pretty well down. She got the speed now.
Just a bit tentative. You can't be scared of it. I wish I could translate this knowledge to actually onto the green.
Okay, Sarah trying this again. It looks like she's gone a more aggressive line here. This might just swing away, I think.
Oh,
It
just
has.
giving that one a little swoosh across the rink.
I like the weight. Again, she give it a chance. That foot through.
Well, you can sit the shot bowl, you can trail the jack. I think Sarah now trails this jack down the line. She's game. Tanya has to be through this head.
Tanya is. She's up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not sure now. The players are coming up to have a look.
Well, the only thing she couldn't be was tight, And unfortunately for Tanya, just crossed the line. Had that weight with an extra
I think even
30 centimetres of grass.
I think even if Sarah's got shot here, she can still afford to be positive here, Andrew. Chance for game.
Look, you cannot think, oh, I've got shot, I need to be tentative.
No, that's exactly right.
Good, confident draw. If you're a fraction tight, you get the inside edge of Tanya's bowl. But honestly, you want to be drawing back to just your own bowl behind.
Yep.
If you're a little bit wide, you can sit the orange bowl outside, but ideally, you're just going to move that jack 4 inches, 10 centimetres. 10 centimetres, you stop, you count if you miss the jack. If you trail it, you make 3 in your game.
Look, and just trailing at that 10 centimetres really makes it hard for Tanya. She'll have to come up with a really good bowl, whereas if it's trailed a metre or two, there'll be room there for Tanya. Well, she's on an aggressive line. If she's got the weight now to hold right into this.
Well,
It's going now. She get the inside edge of that bowl. She does, and a push of the jack. Well, I think it's still only 2 though, Andrew. So that's not game for Sarah yet. Tanya's still got a bullet to come. What do you do here if you're Tanya, mate? I don't mind that forehand. You know, it's a good guide under her bowl there. She can get the jack through herself. She can sit the shot bowl if she's really tight.
the only thing you can't be is too narrow and turn your own out.
Well, this is true.
Pick your hand, get your grass right. Doesn't opportunities both hands.
An opportunity to go really hard, but we haven't seen this from these two players. And we'll see some positive weight. It's just a matter of will she get down.
Gets her own flat in the
She's got
backside.
her own
Okay.
coming in. Well, she doesn't want to edge that. Ooh.
I think it's 2, but Sarah will have a look to make sure. Probably just wait for Tanya to come down to remove them to make sure.
It's
No,
Sarah
I think
indicated she's only got
says
2.
it's 2.
So we'll see another end to come at least. But it is confirmed.
And after a really close start, we just seen Sarah Boddington grab hold of this game over the last few ends.
Well, her consistency's come to the front here, what she's known for. Really put Tanya under pressure, especially with the first couple of bowls.
She's put most of her first bowls in the right area, or when she has been a little bit attacking, has trailed the jack. So one to get.
Always the hardest one, they say, mate.
Can be.
Sometimes it's easier to go out with a 3 or a 4 than it is with a 1.
And I've got a theory on why that is the case. Because you get the 24, and you think, I only need 1. That's not what you need to do. You need to go, well, I've got the 24 playing positively and whatever else, I still need to score. I've got to make sure that I play in a positive frame.
Oh, Tanya Ware, brilliant opening bowl by Tanya, much needed. That's the sort of stuff we need to see Tanya do now. She has to play absolute perfection basically now. Well, she's definitely not out of this. There's been plenty of game lost from this position. Big ask, yes, but not out of the question.
Well, not that I'm saying it's going to happen, but Tanya is potentially only 3 ends away from a victory herself.
You are correct. 3-4s sends her out. I don't know if you can get 3-4s against Sarah Boddington. It's a pretty big ask. We did see 3-4s in one of our matches yesterday, men's singles. It's the first one. Toddy Fuller from Armidale City up against
Anthony Breeze.
Anthony Breeze, yeah. So it's not out of the question.
Do you remember playing a game down 30-20? Got consecutive 4s, and all of a sudden it was 30-28. And my opponent, who was playing brilliantly, all of a sudden was, oh dear, he relaxed, thought he only had to get 1. Opened the door, and bang, bang, bang. 3 ends later, sorry, you're gone. Scored 11 shots in 3 ends.
Yeah, I've been involved with similar games myself. Obviously not at this high performance level, but at club level. I still remember my first year as a minor singles player. Very first year. Semi-final, I was down, back when we played to 31. I was down 30-18. Well, done pretty good to get to the semi. All of a sudden, the opposition player started putting one, within that mat length of the jack and playing a lot of cover shots. I was surprised. Provided heaps of opportunity for me, so I was lucky enough to work my way back and actually won that match 31-30.
The trick is when you get to all but, don't think of it as being, I need 1. Think of it as, I need to play a good end.
Okay, Sarah. Well, she sat through the back bowl. So Tanya, well, this isn't a free kick. She'd be really wanting this one to count. And get some control of this mat. Will we see change of length? Something drastic? I'm not sure. Well, Tanya, she's down and she's made that one count. That's great bowling, Tanya Ware. It's a definite 2 shots. Seen a fairly short end rolled here by Tanya, so this is a change to what we have been playing. I don't mind this move, Andrew, a big change in tactic. Tanya needs to change something here. We did see Sarah playing these lengths earlier in the game.
Just going to try and move that camera a little bit up. Normally I wouldn't do it while you're watching, but we'll put it on there. I better give a quick plug. TAB Platinum Pennant underway. Round 1 next Friday. Check out the season fixtures online and jump online. Join the tipping competition. Your chance to show that you're the best one at picking form in bowls. I've registered.
I have too, Andrew, and I'm telling you.
I'm not allowed to win, though.
No, I don't think I am either. But with the way the squads are lining up this year, flipping a coin and picking a team from week to week could be the best option.
I'm a bit worried about the Gorillas' form. They've got the incredible shrinking man, Gary Kelly. I don't know, has he got the strength to carry Lee Stinson now? Or has Lee Stinson got the strength to carry him? He's scoring, yes. Where Lee's he's going in weak. He's got Stinson and Wedlock and Tees.
He's given Stinson the pen and the scorecard, so there's a big chance of some good results.
Mate, no, he's not allowed a pen yet. He's still using crayons.
Well, it is, that's right.
Yeah, we did point out there is no score. There actually is no scorecard. We're using the online scoring facility, and we've been told the upgrade to Bowls Link means that we'll now be able to see all the rink scores and the overall score. Might appear as Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, but we'll know who they are. Looking forward to all the gradual improvements to Bowls Link.
Yeah, they just come out
Recently.
2 weeks ago, I think, Andrew.
Yeah, I think it was. I've lost track of time, mate.
Okay.
Tanya, I think she's down game.
Well,
I think she's
she
still
might
down
be
game.
too. Well, we'll soon find out.
You know, if Botto doesn't go and play a bowl.
Sarah's not playing a bowl.
All right, so it looks as though Sarah Boddington is the first one through to our women's singles final, which will be 2:30 this afternoon approximately. We have some men's semi-finals coming up in just a little while. At this point, Ann Johns leading Brianna Smith 21-15. We do have to do a little equipment reset and refresh before our men's semi-finals are due to get underway in around 15 minutes, so we will not be sticking with the action. I apologise. But we will be back in 15 to 20 minutes with the men's semi-final. Thanks, Jason, for joining us this morning.
Yeah, it was a good match to watch, and looking forward to some more for the rest of the day.
All right. Until we see you again in a few minutes, it's a goodbye for now.